Today, we're going to talk about the porn detox plan and what you can expect in your first 30 days without pornography. So, you've decided to quit pornography. That is not a small thing. That's not just another motivational Monday promise to yourself or some resolution for the next 90 days or 30 days. It's war. Because the moment you stop feeding this behavior, withdrawals begin. And I don't just mean a few random urges here and there. I'm talking about a full-blown chemical revolt in your brain and your nervous system. And if you don't know what's coming, you are not prepared for the next 30 days. You will fail. Again, I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying that so you finally wake up and you stop winging it. And you stop thinking that your willpower is enough, because it is not enough. So let me walk you through what really happens during a porn detox, week by week, and what you need to do if you actually want to survive it. So week one is the week where most guys usually crash and burn, right? So you might start off feeling great. You've made a new commitment, right? Especially for the first few days, you feel motivated, you feel inspired, you might even feel proud of yourself. But by the third or fourth day, you suddenly feel exhausted for no reason. You might find yourself snapping at people over little things. You keep forgetting basic tasks. You can't even focus to save your life. Right there is your first dopamine crash. See, pornography pumped your brain with super normal levels of dopamine for years. And now that you've pulled the plug, your brain is confused. It thinks that something's wrong, and so it goes into panic mode. You'll experience brain fog, short-term memory loss, sleep issues, emotional overreaction, rage, sadness, anxiety, and a sense of incompetence, like you've somehow forgotten how to function optimally. And that's just the mental side. So physically, your energy tanks. Your gym workout, you're not even motivated. You can barely get through your day-to-day to-do list. You might even feel your body aches and some random tension. The mistake most men make here is that they think something is wrong with them. There's nothing wrong. You're simply detoxing. Your brain's changing. It's getting used to not having that amount of neurochemicals. Most men freak out and relapse. In week two, sometimes you might feel sleep deprived. You might feel edgy. You might be a little bit more emotionally reactive. A client once told me that I yelled at my kid because he asked me, asked for a snack. And then I sat in my car for 30 minutes just beating myself up because I yelled at him. That's the game that pornography plays with your nervous system. So you blow up over nothing, and then you spiral into guilt, and then you isolate, and then you relapse. And this is where your emotional wiring gets tested. You'll feel numb one moment, and then you'll feel absolutely furious the next. You'll lose empathy. You'll forget birthdays. You'll cancel calls or plans because everything just feels like it's too much. But you're not broken. You're in withdrawal, right? So what you need now is awareness and support. If you don't have a system for tracking your symptoms or people to talk to who understand this, you're done. You're toast. You'll convince yourself that you're just not cut out for this, that this is not your thing, that the urges are too strong, it's impossible to live without pornography. And that is a lie. You are cut out for this. You just don't have the tools yet. By the third week, and again, we're assuming you're doing all of this on your own. By now, your body's screaming for a hit, right? You're dreaming about sex. You might even be having wet dreams. You're scrolling through Instagram models' profiles accidentally. You're waking up with erections that won't quit throughout the day. It keeps coming up. You're so distracted by sexual thoughts. There's no real desire behind it. And we call this you can just call this the artificial arousal phase. Your brain doesn't want sex, it wants dopamine. And that's when your old triggers start to come back, right? So you feel lonely now. You look up that OnlyFans girl that you swore you'd block. You renew the subscription. You're bored, so you go looking on Reddit or X. You're stressed from work and you think you deserve a break. You convince yourself that you're not really relapsing. You're just browsing. It's just fantasy. Fantasy is normal and healthy, right? And that's the exact slippery slope that leads right back to a full-blown binge. This week is about emotional mastery. So if you've been journaling your mood swings, if you've been tracking your sleep, if you've been using calming strategies like breath work or your accountability calls, then you'll likely make it. If not, you'll probably cave. And that's because all those urges and the hopelessness that you feel is absolutely lethal when you're alone. Week 4. Now, this one usually hits men like a truck. After 3 weeks of fighting cravings and mood swings, suddenly nothing. No sex drive, no interest in women, no motivation. You feel like a shell of a man. And this is what we call the flat line. Your testosterone levels are resetting. Your dopamine receptors are rebalancing. That's not what's actually happening. I'm just using words that make it easy to understand. So while your brain is healing, you feel like this emotionless zombie, right? And this actually scares a lot of guys because you think, oh, maybe I'm broken. Maybe porn broke me for good. No, it didn't. Porn did not break you. What it did is that it numbed you. And now that you're finally unplugged from this constant stimuli, your brain is doing what it's designed to do. It is changing. This is the most crucial week of your detox, where your brain adapts. This is where true rebooters are made. Because the men who make it through this stage, the ones who can stay off pornography and use the tools, despite what we call the flat line, that's what this is, they usually make it to the next stage of their reboot. So if you walk into this detox thinking it's going to be easy and that you're just going to try your best, you've already lost. There are trial rebooters and there are what we call true rebooters. Trial rebooters have this secret hope that one day they can stop doing this and view pornography again, right? They also think that this time is going to be different because they're more serious about it. And then after they relapse, they crash and they feel bad about themselves. A true rebooter fully accepts the pain of the process before it begins. He is prepared for relapse and a slip. And it doesn't stop him even if he slips. He knows it may be a journey. They understand that quitting pornography is about identity change, not just counting streaks. You've got to learn how to detach from the fantasy that this is going to be clean and linear and easy, right? It's simple, but it's not easy. You need to stop being emotional about your biology and start treating this like the psychological war that it is, right? So your reboot plan is going to need 4 things if you don't want to fail at this. The first is awareness of your timeline. So you need to know what's coming each week. When you can expect your withdrawal, then you can endure it. All right. Secondly, is you need support. Isolation is going to kill your reboot. You need accountability, you need a community, you need a coach, period. The third is mindset. You need to detach from your old story. You need to stop trying to quit, right? You need to decide who you're going to become. Fourth, you need commitment. So this isn't about motivation. This is about consistency. After your motivation dies, what are you going to do, right? If your reboot doesn't have all 4 of this, you're walking into battle with no armor. So are you going to keep half-assing your way through this? Keep thinking that willpower is going to save you? Or are you finally ready to commit to a system that actually works? I've coached hundreds of high-achieving men. Doctors, lawyers, fathers, pastors, entrepreneurs, all of them through this detox. And every single one of them struggled in the first 30 days. But the ones who actually made it did something different. They committed. They actually tracked their symptoms. They talked about their feelings. They got support. They stayed the course, even when it sucked. And now they're free. Their marriage is healing. Their energy is back. Their brain works again. And their self-respect is intact. So you can have that too. But it does start with a decision. So I want to help you. Click on the link in the description and schedule a free session with me. Let's map out your first 30 days. Let's talk about doing this the right way so you're not just surviving, you are rebuilding. I'm JK, your brother in this struggle, and I'll see you on the other side.